We burned 199 calories. And let's see, we did 1 hour and 2 seconds. We walked 1.1 miles. All right, we could just do that every day. We'll get back on track. All right, back to a regular work day. Bye.
And it's like, what do you want?
All right, work day is done. We are headed to our class over at Broward County for the Kauffman Foundation. Hopefully traffic is okay. It's still overcast in a mug, but I'm so happy to report I did a whole hour. I think I already told you this. I did a whole hour on the treadmill today. I'm not gonna make this light. We gonna make it one way or another. Yes, we made it. So yeah, we did a whole hour. Hand clap for us in the comments that we did an hour on the treadmill. So I was like, no, I'm not going another freaking day without getting on this treadmill. So yeah, the day was busy. It wasn't crazy busy. I was able to, I didn't take you, but on my lunch break, I did a little bit of stuff for my Kauffman. I got 3 or 4 assignments done. So that was good. I was very productive on my lunch break today. So let me pay attention to this traffic, because you know it gets hectic. He is terrible. He don't know how to drive worth a doggone. Oh my God. They both need their license. Just hand them back over to the state, because obviously neither one of y'all need to be out here driving nothing but a doggone go-kart. All right, goodbye.
I can bring it to a garçon and say, talk to me. I want to know about the hairline. Like when you go get lined up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very uncomfortable.
You ain't gonna just throw me in the deep end.
I said, well, you going tomorrow? She said, oh yeah, I'm going tomorrow, because if I decide.
That could be like a after class, like a
Oh. We just got out of class. It is 8:17 p.m. It was really good. Our subject matter expert was Alexandra Baker, I believe was her last name. She was absolutely excellent. She was actually a student of this class 2 years ago, and she actually has her physical product that she is actively selling. Like her whole story, like, she just was so good. I'll share some notes when I get home. I don't know if we get home in a decent time, I'll pop back on and share some notes. If not, you'll get them tomorrow morning. But basically her company name is Pickliz, and she's Haitian origin, and she has reimagined what pickles are. So and just kind of made an elevated experience. But at the end of the day, like, her journey to entrepreneurship and just like how she's grown and things like that was just like very inspiring to see, like, that she bootstrapped her business on her own for these last couple of years, and just like her family is heavily invested in making the business be a success. Like, it's all of them together working to help promote and progress the business. But yeah, we got 1 more week left. So next week I have to do my elevator pitch. So half the class did their elevator pitch tonight. Next week is the other half, and I'm in the other half of the class. So yay. I'm nervous, but I feel like I probably should have just went on and did it tonight, because I think I could have just pulled a rabbit out of the hat and it would have been fine. But let me get out of this garage. Okay, I'm still a little bit hungry, so I'm in here making me a quick sandwich before Jose gets home. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the rundown because we know my memory is trash and I ain't gonna remember half the stuff for tonight. So after I make my little sandwich, we'll discuss it. So yeah, I gotta get my notes out so we can go over all of the things that Miss Alexandra Baker talked about in our class tonight. Can you believe we are at the home stretch of this thing? I was talking to one of the other young ladies and I was like, oh my God, I still haven't proven my concept yet. So we were kind of chatting about it and she told me she had a resource that I might could look into. But I believe she said it was in North Miami. So we'll see. We'll see if that pans out. It's something that I can at least look into. I'm going to eat a couple chips with this because a sandwich just goes right with chips, right? I still got a couple in my little, these feel like these is crumbs. There's a couple chips down in here. I don't think I'm gonna eat this whole sandwich either. Oops. Yeah. I probably let Jose have half. But these are my favorite chips. They're so good. Well, I left the fridge open. I'm gonna put a little couple on my plate. What is it about a good crunchy chip that just goes so well with a sandwich? It just puts that little je ne sais quoi. Oh, and I put my feet in them doggone greens. The first day I had them, I was just like, they was just okay. Child, them greens, I had them today. I was slapping my lips. You hear me? Slapping my lips. Okay, I got my notes here. So we can go over. I guess I'll just stick you back here. So we can go over the notes while I eat my sandwich. Stand by. So before Alexandra came, one of the slides in the launch module, the question was, am I ready to launch? And I was like, am I ready to launch? Absolutely not. So she said, Alexandra was giving her, like, she was just basically telling us how she started. Like, she gave us her whole genesis, like everything. But just in her story and the grind that they're on right now, this lady said they be up every day at 3 in the morning to go somewhere to record content. 3 a.m. every day. They've been doing this every day for a year. Every day. 3 a.m. every single day. Her and her husband. So it ain't like it's just her. Like every day they get up every day and go grind this thing out. But she's like, we putting in the work now, so you just got to do what you got to do, basically. So she was like, she was talking about when she was trying to get her products in the stores, and even like once they did get them in the stores, she said you got to be in the store and on the floor. Like, you got to be in there giving out samples, talking to your customers. Granted, I don't have a physical product, but I got to be in the store on the floor. Like, I need to be doing my market research and talking to people talking to small business and solo creators to talk to them about the business and about what I'm trying to do and what they need from me, right? So that I could do that market research. And again, kind of like doubling down on like the grind of what they're doing. She was like, either you find a way or you make a way. Period. And I'm like, yeah, that'll preach. She gave a good, if you're in South Florida and you have a product that's like conducive to farmers market, she said the Palm Beach Green Market is really good, but I think you might have to apply to be in that market. But yeah, I am one of them now. I didn't take many notes because I was just so enamored with her story. I was just sitting there like, you could tell this lady is a true salesperson. Like, she just has that gift of gab, and her presence is just like, I don't want to say unparalleled, but like she has that thing that like, what is it? She just has that personality that just makes you want to engage with her. Fat girl anthem. The last thing that I wrote down was a quote that she kind of took from Tiger Woods, or Tiger Woods' experience. I don't know if it was Tiger Woods himself said it or that she just took it from his experience. She said, never think of the hole behind you. Is talking about like Tiger Woods hit a bunch of bogeys, but he didn't focus on those bogeys. He only focused on the next hole. Like, okay, that was a bad hit, so on to the next. So never think of the hole behind you. Just be on to the next. Yeah, we lament. You know, we can lament so much on what went wrong and what I'm not doing and what I haven't done, versus just keep moving forward. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you did or didn't do. The successes or failures from yesterday, just we on to the next. So that's where our focus need to be, forward, not in the rear view. So I'm looking at my sandwich like I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the sandwich and not to you. So those was the takeaways I took from her. Granted, she said so much more than that, but like I said, I was just like, lady, I'm trying to think of anything that was impactful that I should share with you that she shared. She did talk about, somebody asked about any tips about pitching. So if you are trying to pitch your business, she did give a resource. I think I wrote it down. It was powertothepitch.com. She said that's a really good resource. And also that the person that she was inspired by that did a bunch of pitches, like she basically became a professional pitch person for her business. Not her, but the lady that inspired her. She said you need to practice your pitch 50 times. Like, you need to write on a sheet 50 numbers, and then each time you do it, you need to check it off. Like, every time you need to go over that pitch 50 times. Like, you need to know this stuff backward and forward. So I was like, that was a good recommendation. And what else? I think that was it. Oh, one thing she did say was, in regards to her product, she said because they changed, like Pickliz normally looks like shredded cabbage, shredded carrots, like it looked like shredded vegetables, like you could see the vegetables. What they did was they pureed it to where it's almost like a salsa, like it's the consistency of like a salsa, instead of like actual vegetables that you could see. If you are any kind of Caribbean heritage, you know what pickliz are. If you live in South Florida, you know what pickliz are. I might even have some on the door. No, we ain't had no Haitian food lately, so. But it's just like a spicy little side that you always get with your meals. Like if you get Haitian food, some different Caribbean country food. Either way, she said 2 things she got flack for. Because she does not physically appear like she is Haitian, she gets a lot of backlash like, oh, you're not even Haitian. The other thing is that the product itself does not present as what traditional pickliz looks like. So if you were to go to any Caribbean anywhere, you know pickliz when you see it. Like, it's very distinguishable of what it is. But her product, because they pureed it, it doesn't look the same, but it's essentially still the same thing. It's just I don't know, pureed or blended or whatever. So she was like, yeah, your pickliz don't look like my pickliz, but it's my pickliz. She was like, don't let anybody tell you what your product should look like. Like, you stand 10 toes down on your product, and it don't have to look like everything else that's on the market. Like, it's yours. You built it, so you built it to how you want it, not what society or other people say it should be. So I thought that was impactful. And just like on the way here, on the way home, I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm thinking of this business very safe as far as the branding, as far as the feel of what this brand should be. And I'm like, I'm working on a project. Well, I ain't working on a project, but I've been helping a coworker just kind of brainstorm a project that has to do with Black history. And like, because my family are foundational Black Americans, meaning somebody in my family was a slave, several somebodies, like my mother's side and my father's side. Yeah, you know, somebody was a slave, and somebody else was a slave, and somebody else was a slave. So all the way to my grandmother, her family were sharecroppers. The only reason she got out of it is because she was sickly as a child and her family sent her away. But other than that, she would have been a sharecropper, and I would have had a totally different life. Either way, Jose say I'm like, I go hard when it comes to race and race relations and conversations about race. And it's like something that I'm very vocal about when we are having those conversations. And it's like, I get so emotional, and it's hard to, even though I physically didn't go through these things, somebody that I love did, or somebody whose blood runs to me. And I feel like when we get to these discussions, like, I can feel like my blood be boiling. Even though, like, me and him, we talk about political things, we talk about race, things like that. But he's like, you just get so hype. And I'm like, I don't know what it, and I'm a very, like, anybody that knows me know I'm very low key. Like, when you see me on the vlog, this is really who I am. I'm very low key. I'm very much like da 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 da. I'm not like a rah-rah person. But when we get to talking about things that happen in America to people who look like me and are still happening to people who look like me, I get very upset. And it's like an internal heat. Like, I'll be like wanting to fight, like not physically fight, but I'm like, I want you to understand. But these are some things that you just can't, it's hard to describe it, or it's hard to articulate it, so to speak, unless you're talking to somebody else that has had a lived experience that you have had. Even if, granted, I ain't never been a slave, so to speak, not in a traditional sense. Well, I ain't never been a slave, but I feel like I'm a slave to this debt. So there's that. But it's like anybody that doesn't have that background information that you have, to the point that where like even my nieces, I feel like they're clueless. Like they didn't get the education that I got. I didn't get the education I got from school. I got it from my community. I got it from my mom. I got it from my uncles. You know, my mom exposed me to a lot of information at a very young age, probably too damn young, because I was very afraid to sleep with my window open for several years in my childhood, just based on a scene that I saw on Eyes on the Prize when I was too little probably to not be afraid. But these were real stories. Like, this wasn't like a make-believe stories that I was watching. These were stories of things that actually happened to somebody that looks like me. And it shaped how I think, who I am, how I perceive people, and things like that. So on the way home, I said all that to say is like, the studio is for the little guy, the disenfranchised, the scrappy solopreneurs, and most of which look like me. This is black and brown folks majorly, right? And it's like, do I plant my flag and die on this hill of blackity black, 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 black? You know, it's not just for black people, but just like my people, for my personal brand, I can do that. That's, you know, because it's my brand, it's who I am. Like, I'm a black woman. If you don't rock with black people, you're not gonna like my content. And that's okay with me. Like, my people will rock with me regardless. Everybody's not gonna rock with me. Just because I'm pro-black doesn't mean I'm anti anything else. It just means I support black and brown people, specifically black people. But my husband, by example, is Hispanic, but they also are marginalized as well. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm blackity black, black, black. Let's not get it twisted. So I'm like, I had the thought, because I have this series that I'm planning on releasing as part of my social media strategy, and it's gonna ruffle some feathers. And I've already had that plan all along, but it wasn't only to show, I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to get into it, but let's just say it's everything that is not popular right now in this political climate. And I'm just like, do I just go for it? Do I just say, you know, it's going to alienate and pigeonhole the business to a certain demographic? And am I willing to sacrifice the business growth for my own personal convictions? I think that's all I wanted to say. And that's what we're going to bed on tonight. I'm not going to edit much of this. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to just let that rant live as it is. And we'll see. What do you think? Okay. Good night.